Oh my goodness, you guys. The Phoenix Suns are headed to the NBA playoffs as they lock up that 6th seed. Also, I know we all hate the Lakers, but thank you, Los Angeles Lakers, for helping us do that. But I don't even care, you guys. The Phoenix Suns locked up the 6th seed. They showed up when it mattered. And, you know, as Tom Chambers was saying at the end of the broadcast, as Kevin Ray was saying at the end of the broadcast, in a weird way, this wasn't even a competition in a weird way. And we're going to talk about it all, the good and the bad. But all that matters, you guys, is that the Phoenix Suns did what they needed to do, and they have some real momentum headed into the NBA playoffs. Not the play-in. There's no play-in tournament for the Phoenix Suns this year. They don't have to play 1 or 2 unnecessary games to secure a spot. They did it. And I saw on the broadcast before I went live, our next game, and we'll dive into it later and stuff, but our next game is either Saturday or Sunday. That is awesome. That is the exact reason I wanted the Suns to win this game and obviously the Pelicans to lose so we could lock up the 6th seed because of that exact reason. That gives us time to, first off, rest, but then practice, scout, you know what I mean? And just get this team locked in, headed into the playoffs. And guess what, you guys? Unlike if we were in the play-in tournament and everything, we actually know who our opponent is. And surprise, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. And look, I don't want to jinx anything, but I have a lot of confidence in the Phoenix Suns. And he's been on this channel before, but my friend, Let's Talk Wolves, who's a diehard Wolves fan, him and I were DMing during the game, and he said, and I quote, Suns in 5. I'm not even joking you. That is a Minnesota Timberwolves fan who's been on this channel before saying Suns in 5. Guys, my confidence level is off the charts. I was posting on social media saying you guys might actually see me cry tears of joy on this stream. And I'm not even joking because it has been such an emotional roller coaster of a season. And that is an understatement, especially last week. And just all the terrible things that happened to the Suns on and off the court. If you know of that Mr. Orange stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Prayers and thoughts go to the victims of that case, but and not even just that, you know, like the embarrassing loss to the Clippers, the underwhelming win against the Clippers, all that stuff that happened last week, and then everything going on with the Coyotes right now. It has been an emotional roller coaster of a season. It's been a pretty bad week for the most part for Valley Sports and Suns fans, but this game made me just, it lifted my spirits up. You guys saw me after that underwhelming win against the Clippers. And I want to show a comment that somebody left. I'm going to upload it right now. And this comment is so true. And it means a lot to me. Let me find it real quick, you guys. Where did I put it? Here we go. Here it is, I think. Yeah, here it is. Look at this comment, you guys. And this comment is so true. And I'm not trying to like put myself here in the spotlight, but this comment could not be more true. Remember, this comment was posted after the underwhelming win against the Clippers. So the big warthog posted, sad to see you like this, geek. It's bad news when the biggest Suns fan is down after a victory. That was after a Clippers win, or excuse me, a Suns win. That was after a Suns win, and that was a great comment. I had to feature it. I don't know why, but it's true. It was a rough week for the Phoenix Suns, but now it's like that's all in the past. And Tom Chambers, I love Tom Chambers, you guys. Not only is he one of the greatest Phoenix Suns to ever play, he's the Suns legend, but he's been part of the broadcasting crew for so long now. I think he does a great job. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he pretty much said this. He said, it's so great that like the Suns don't have to play, or excuse me, blah, I'm butchering that already. He said, It's so good that the Suns get to play like 7 more games if necessary. And he said instead of like 1 game. You know what I mean? And just the way he said that, and like in the way that Kevin Ray was talking about how this game, how like most of this game wasn't even a contest. They handed him a stat, Kevin Ray, the Suns broadcaster, near the end of the game. The Suns led by double digits for 41 minutes and 41 seconds in this game. This game was never really a contest. You know what I mean? That's just how great of a win it was, and just how reviving, is that even a word? Like how just rejuvenated I am as a Suns fan. You know what I mean? It's insane. And you know what? I do have a beer here, but right now we're going to take a celebration water drink, and then I'll chug some beer. So if you guys, let me know what you're drinking in the comments. I need a sip of water. Cheers. Oh, delicious and refreshing. Look, my bottle's kind of all messed up. Look at that. But yeah, you guys, like I said, I do got a beer here, and I think the Phoenix Suns themselves, the players, coaches, shall crack one open as well. I'm living the high life, y'all. Got a little Miller High Life here. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. We got so much to talk about, you guys. So much I want to break down from this game. I'm ready. So cheers. Let's do this, y'all. Oh, delicious. I'm serious, you guys. Like, I really think like everybody on that Suns team, unless they straight up just don't drink, should drink a beer or some kind of like, Devin Booker, he likes to drink wine. Like Devin Booker should crack open a new wine bottle. You know what I mean? Because they straight up deserve it. All right, y'all. Wow, where do I even begin? And yes, I took notes for this game. If you guys watched my little Suns therapy session I did after that embarrassing Clippers loss, one specific segment stood out during that show. Shout out to Ocean Discovery, says Athletic Brewing Golden Ale. Well, cheers to you. Cheers to everybody that's in here. We got 118 people in here. Crush that like button, y'all. Share the show. Let me know what you're drinking in the chat. Cheers. Anyways, so like I said, Abraham said apple juice. Hell yeah, apple juice. Let's go. Anyways, one specific segment I had in that sad Suns therapy session show was when I said, and I still kind of believe this to an extent, and I don't mean to sound negative here, but it is true. I said, with this Phoenix Suns team, the 2023-2024 Phoenix Suns, with this Suns team, it really all is about how the Phoenix Suns start the game to an extent. But as of late, especially like last week and in a lot of games this year, it really all is about how the Phoenix Suns start. You know what I mean? And where I'm going with that, and I hate to just read off a script here, but these are just the notes that I took. I feel like this is a really important, I guess, segment, if you will, whatever you want to call this. I feel like it is really important to talk about this. Where do I even begin with the incredible first quarter the Phoenix Suns had? And you know what? You know where we're going to start with? Phoenix Suns defense, baby. The Phoenix Suns were just locked in from the jump defensively. And because of that defense, the Timberwolves were just kind of shocked in a way. And we've seen this happen a lot to the Suns, where, the opposing team will pretty much punch us in the mouth defensively. And the Suns they're flabbergasted, whatever word you want to use. And what we witnessed is the Timberwolves were just turning the ball over, turnover after turnover. And it was funny because I even wrote in my notes, I think there was one possession where like the Suns turned it over and then immediately got the ball back. You know what I mean? Like it was just one of those games. Now, we'll talk about the Timberwolves later, but in all credit, the Timberwolves did a much better job of taking care of the ball in the second half, but it was like a little too late at that point. So the Suns defense. And one thing I saw a lot was they were kind of forming like a wall, and they were closing out on defenders and staying close to the players they were guarding. And they just did a good job of locking in, especially with active hands, and just making pretty much every shot for the most part. You know, like they made them take tough shots. And I think that, you know, punch in the mouth, if you will, really kind of ignited the Suns to do what they did in this game. So I think the Suns started this game shooting 7 for 7 from the field. That was when the score was around 23-13. Suns went on an 8-0 run. And again, I cannot credit the defense enough. If the Phoenix Suns could have defensive games like this more often, and if the Phoenix Suns continue this defense into the first round of the playoffs, and if they can also hit shots early in the game like they did, we'll talk about it. Again, they started off 7 for 7 this game. We are going to be a tough team to beat. And it all starts with that defense. And then I think it was assistant coach Miles Simon talked about this. The pace of the Phoenix Suns, he talked about it at halftime. The pace of the Phoenix Suns was really good. It kind of slowed down a little bit in the second half, mainly the third quarter. And we'll talk about that third quarter and I think why it slowed down. But the pace was just so good. And this just, at least in the first half, it kind of felt like there was really no defense being played, but there really was. It was just, the Suns defense was just so damn good, y'all. Let's keep going here. I wrote this down. The Suns' first turnover of the game was around the 7:20 mark. And again, right, you can go up and you can look at it on ESPN's website. Right after that first Suns turnover, the Wolves turned it back over. I think Devin Booker took the ball back or whatever. The Suns' first miss of this game was around the 6:57 mark. And it all started with Bradley freaking Beal, who we are going to talk about later. Do I have a Bradley Beal drop? I don't know if I do. I should. I don't know why I don't, but he was really good. That's an understatement. He's been good. We're going to talk about him later. That's how good he's been. I need to get a Bradley Beal drop, but probably too late for that. But anyways, Bradley Beal was awesome. And it all started with him. I think he had, excuse me, the Suns were up 22 at the end of one. Bradley Beal had 16 first quarter points and was 4 for 4 from 3. I think he finished the game 6 for 6 from 3. But on top of that, it was his aggressiveness, whether it was his aggressiveness of driving to the rim, taking open shots, taking and making threes. But I also thought he was pretty good defensively. I think really, as of late, he's been pretty good defensively. Even if that's just not giving up on a play or, you know, taking on a bigger body or just contesting shots. And again, going back to like pace and energy, it kind of has really been like Bradley Beal's week. Some people could argue it's been Bradley Beal's month. That's how good he's been. And later in the show, I kind of want to just look at like, I hate to like box score watch, but I kind of want to look at Bradley Beal's like box score and at least go over the last few games because he's been excellent. And speaking of Bradley Beal, you guys know me. I like to read my tweets. I think this tweet right here is great. We'll probably read a lot of tweets throughout this show, but there's so much I want to talk about because I'm just so rejuvenated, excited, happy that not only are we going to the freaking playoffs, but that we have a lot of momentum and all of that. And just, you know, I'm thrilled, y'all. Okay. What is going on here? Whoa, what the heck just happened? Hold on, y'all. This is why I need to get a producer Give me a second here, you guys. We're still going here. What is going on, y'all? Back. Go back. You guys know me. If you guys are drinking alcohol, you guys know me. Take a shot every time I've said one-man show on this channel. Cheers. God, my phone is blowing up with notifications, y'all. All right, anyways. Here we go. Here's the tweet I wanted to feature, and I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it because that looks pretty bad. Okay. Zoom in. This is from Dave Burns. You guys know who that is from Arizona Sports. And let me just take another sip real quick. Delicious. Look at this tweet, y'all. I love this. Considering what's on the line the last 2 quarters of basketball by Bradley Beal might have a few people rethinking his value and what he could mean to this team. I absolutely love this tweet. Considering what's on the line, the last 2 quarters of basketball by Bradley Beal might have a few people rethinking his value and what he could mean to this team. I'm creating a Bradley Beal banner right now. Bradley Beal. That's the banner right there. Bradley freaking Beal, man. Again, you guys, the way that he started this game, and go back to last game, how just aggressive he was, the shot making, a little bit of the playmaking. That's sort of an underrated factor in Bradley Beal's game. Just him not, or I guess say not giving up on defense. He has just been so good. And I think I heard EJ and Tom talk about it after the game. Like, and it's true. Bradley Beal himself has even talked about it. Sacrifice. Bradley Beal has been the one to sacrifice for this team, which is why he's had some rough games here and there. And the numbers have dropped. You know, forget the injuries. I don't even want to talk injuries right now, but when he's been on the court, the numbers have dropped. He's had some really great games. He's had some rough games. He's had some okay games here and there because he's sacrificing. And it really does, as we can see, the regular season just ended. And it seems like, you know, I don't want to jinx anything, but now it's like, it seems like now it's clicking. It really does take time. And I am confident when I say this. I really do believe that Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker all sat down and said, you know what, this is going to take a lot of time. You know, this isn't going to happen overnight. You guys remember when the Miami Heat, you know, the Heatles formed? I think they went to the NBA Finals, if I remember correctly, but they lost. I think that was against the 2011 Mavs. You know, that was like the super team. That was kind of what kicked off the super team era. And I could go back in NBA history. Like, you guys remember the 2003, 2004 Lakers when they had like Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe, and Shaq? They lost. I could keep going down the list. There's been lots of like super teams that have lost. And we saw this emotional roller coaster of a season. It's true. Like, these things really do take time. And I love this tweet right there from Dave Burns, you know, Burns and Gambo and all of them. I love that tweet. All right, let's keep going here, y'all. Let me take another sip real quick. Delicious. Bradley Beal. One play I really liked, and I wrote this down specifically. I think this is like midway through the third quarter, maybe the fourth, was he beat Rudy Gobert off a drive and drove in like it was nothing. He took the contact a little bit, kind of beat Rudy off the dribble, drove in. That's just like the little things that Bradley Beal does. And I was texting my good friend Thunder Steve, and I'm pretty sure he's been doing it all season. But you guys remember Steve Nash, who, by the way, I'm rocking his jersey t-shirt right now. I don't know if you guys can see that, but you guys remember Steve Nash? He used to do this like little free throw line kind of like drive where he just like run around. Like, I loved when Steve Nash did that. Bradley Beal's been doing that as of late. And I do think it opens things up because Bradley Beal did that at one point in this game and he found Devin Booker wide open for a corner three. Like, I love that, man. the playmaking from Bradley Beal is overlooked. I even overlook it sometimes. Speaking of that, let's pull up the numbers here for a minute. We got so much to talk about, y'all. We're already 21 minutes in, and like we're just getting started. So I need you guys to do me a favor. Like right now, crush that like button. Share the show. Tell your grandma, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your coworkers. Tell them about Suns Geek. Tell them about this channel. Share the show. It really does help. And if you do share the show, tag me in it, please. I appreciate you guys. Bradley Beal finished this game with 36 points in 38 minutes. Let me just repeat that. 36 points in 38 minutes. That is huge. Because we all know that, you know, in a way, the Suns' big three alone can win them a game, in a way. But the fact that Bradley Beal had 16 points in the first quarter and finished with 36 is huge. And guess what, you guys? He was 6 for 6 from three, like I said. That's got to be one of his career highs, by the way. 6 made threes, didn't miss a three all game. But he was 14 for 21 from the field. I don't know the percentage of that, but that's a really good percentage. And then again, the underrated playmaking. He only had 1 turnover, but he had 5 assists and 2 steals. And for all you plus minus people out there, you guys know I'm not a big fan of the plus minus, but he was a plus 19. Bradley Beal was awesome. If I was on the Suns Jam Session podcast right now, which, by the way, those are my guys, go subscribe. Ooh, I got something exciting for y'all later, by the way. We're going to do a little bit of an unboxing, speaking of the Suns Jam Session podcast. But if I was on their show, he would be the Suns Jam star of the game. You guys know what I'm talking about? And yeah, I completely forgot before I went live. I have the box over there. We're going to do a little bit of an unboxing later. I'm so excited for that. So y'all better just buckle up because this is going to be a long live show, y'all. I can't say enough good things about Bradley Beal, y'all. You know, we saw that clip the other night where he said, like, you know, it's playoff time. Like, I forget what he said, but I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, it's playoff time. Like, we want to win a championship, yada, yada, yada. And I had a follow-up tweet to that. And I really mean this, you guys. I said, I don't care what anybody says. When Bradley Beal said, like, we're going for a championship, we're trying to win a ring, I said, I don't care what anybody says. That's the kind of quote. And for all you vibes people, the people that are big on vibes, that's the kind of vibes that we need headed into the playoffs. I really meant that. I quote tweeted that. I said, this is what we need to hear from one of our superstar players, Bradley Beal. That's what we need to hear. Because obviously it was a rough week for the Phoenix Suns, and we just need that. You know what I mean? Wow. This feels like the Bradley Beal show, y'all. Like, I feel like I've talked just all Bradley Beal. I haven't even started on Devin Booker, you know what I mean? And look, before we talk about Devin Booker real quick, let's switch to KD real quick. And you know what? I know he didn't have the best game, but it's been a long, long time since I played the KD drop, and this is out of date. I haven't edited this drop in a long time, but screw it, let's play it. Holy crap, you guys, Kevin Durant is coming to the Phoenix Suns. It's 150% guaranteed. Kevin Durant is coming to the Phoenix Suns. Yes! Yeah. I haven't played that drop in so long, y'all. I've just been lazy. It takes a lot of, like, editing to do these drops. You know, Suns Jam Session podcasts are the goats at that. But anyways, I know Kevin Durant didn't have the best game, but that's where I'm going to get a little conceited about it, a little bit too confident about it. Kevin Durant didn't have the best game, and we we pretty much blew them out. Well, we won by like 19 or something like that. That's huge. Think about that, you guys. Heck, Nusuf Nurkic didn't even have a great game tonight. That's also huge. There's like a fly flying around here. Sorry, y'all. You know what I mean, though? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Kevin Durant didn't have the best shooting night, 6 for 14. He only had 15 points. He had 4 turnovers. And yes, the turnovers are a severe problem. I will take that major L. I was so wrong and blinded to the fact that Kevin Durant is a turnover machine this year. But it kind of like excites me that like Kevin Durant had a bad game and we still won. And by the way, this is why I hate the plus minus, because he was a plus 30. He had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 1 block. But, you know, in a way, the Suns needed it. They needed it. And that's just a bonus in a way. Because it was really the Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, and Grayson Allen show. And I cannot wait to talk about Grayson Allen later because he was so damn good in this game. You guys know I don't even care if I'm a Grayson Allen bandwagon fan. I'm officially a Grayson Allen stan. He has been so damn good. I will die on that hill that I am a Grayson Allen stan this year. Kevin Durant only made 1 3, and he attempted 3 of them. So 1 for 3 from 3. And again, I think that's a good thing. Maybe KD was kind of taking it easy this game. And I'm okay with that. Save it for the playoffs, KD. That's cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, save it for the playoffs. Because that's when we're going to need Kevin Durant. And I'm looking forward to it. Maybe KD, maybe Bradley Beal was like, KD, like we got this. You know what I mean? Like me, Book, Grayson, etc. We got this. So maybe KD's like, all right, I'll take it easy. I have no sources on that. I'm just probably putting that in my own head, but it's true. Like maybe they told him just to take the night off. You never know. You never know. Nusuf Nurkic. Oh boy. Nusuf Nurkic. Oh boy. First off, I love Nusuf Nurkic. I really do. He's been, I don't even know how to say this. He hasn't been great this month, but he hasn't been terrible. There are some times where he does get played off the floor. There are some times where his finishing really does hurt us. And look, I will take another L. I'm not trying to get negative and bring the show down, but I'm just telling it how it is. I'll take another L. Nurk's finishing is terrible, and we all know that. I think deep down he knows that. But sometimes he does like the little things that really do help this team. And I think it gets overlooked. I think because Nurk isn't like a dominating center. Like, I think fans kind of sometimes use him as a scapegoat, like they do with Drew Eubanks, you know. And the Drew Eubanks stuff I understand, but I do think Nurkic gets looked at as kind of like a scapegoat, and they just look at the foul, like him getting into foul trouble, and they look at him like in his terrible finishing. But I remember not too long ago, maybe it was like a couple games ago, he had like one of the weirdest double doubles ever, where it was like 10 plus rebounds, 10 assists, and only like 3 points. That's what I'm saying. Like, he does the little things out there. And I feel like he competes on defense. He can obviously get better, but there's times where I think he shows up defensively and it really does matter. And again, not the best Nurkic night. Got into foul trouble, 4 fouls, but he had 6 points, 8 assists, and 5 steals. If I heard on the broadcast correctly, that ties his career high. I could be butchering that, but I swear to God I heard that 5 steals is his career high. That's the little things that Nurkic does. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Nurkic, practice your free throws, get better at finishing, don't get into foul trouble, and we're going to be really tough to beat. But outside of that, Nurkic is an awesome teammate. I've never met Nusuf Nurkic, but his social media presence is awesome. He's always like posting funny memes and posting Bradley Beal and all this good stuff, retweeting all this good stuff. I love that. I wish more Suns players would do that. I wish Devin Booker would do that more. You know what I mean? But then again, every time Booker tweets, it's like an event. You know what I mean? I don't really know where I was going with all that, but it's true. Let's lift up the show a little bit here. And it's been, again, a lot of this footage is kind of out to date, but let's play a long overdue, hold on a second. Let's play a very long overdue Devin Armani Booker drop, because Devin Booker deserves it too.
Devin Armani Booker.
Delicious. I had to take a sip of my water real quick. Then we'll talk about Booker. Devin Armani Booker. Devin Armani Booker had 23 points in 36 minutes tonight. And I know that that's not like a great game, well, in terms of scoring. I thought he had a great game. He was 6 for 16 from the field. Attempted 8 threes, only made 3. First off, I like the attempts by Devin Booker. The 8 threes, that's huge. Like, we need, I'm big on like the Suns taking more threes. Maybe not like 50 in the first half like we did the other night, but like somewhere around the range of like 35 to 40, 45, you know? So Devin Booker himself taking 8 threes, making 3 of them. Not the best percentage, but I like that. I'll take it. Sort of like with Bradley Beal, an underrated part of Booker's game was the playmaking. 7 assists, I believe. Yeah, 7 assists for Devin Booker tonight. And he only had 1 turnover. You guys know I'm big on turnovers. I hate turnovers. I hate them. Frank Vogel hates them. 1 turnover for Booker, 7 assists. Huge. And sort of like with Bradley Beal, the playmaking started for Booker early. I think at one point, maybe around the second quarter-ish, Booker had 10 points and 4 assists. And I texted my friend, my friend Thunder Steve, I said, Booker has that look in his eye. And I meant it. I was like, Booker's kind of on a mission. You know what I mean? But really, it was Bradley Beal who was on a mission. But Booker, I thought, was pretty damn good. Competes on defense out there, had 1 steal, and I think just did everything he could. He had 1 shot in this game where he drove in, kind of took the contact, was off 1 leg pretty much, falling backwards, faded away and hit the shot. De'Aaron Fox had a shot like that the other night where he ran up, 1-footed, fell down, hit the shot. It was beautiful. Devin Booker was really good in this game. And I think I took some notes about Booker. Let me see here. Yeah, so I took some notes. He had that shot that I just mentioned. Not only was he making good shots, but he was taking good shots. It didn't matter if the defense was suffocating. He always responded. There was one play where I think it was like Naz Reid was kind of locking him up. He almost stepped back in the half court or whatever, like a back court violation, but Booker escaped it. And then before the shot clock went off, got it out of his hands to Bradley Beal, and Bradley Beal just launched the 3 and drained it. So it didn't matter. Every time the suffocating defense was around Booker, he still would somehow respond, whether it was like taking the contact, drawing a foul, which, by the way, I believe he was 8 for 10 tonight from the free throw line. Like, that's the aggressive Devin Booker we need. And I feel like even through certain stretches when like the Wolves defense would tighten up, he just would somehow respond or somehow be like an influence in this game. Early in the third quarter, Devin Booker drove in, took the contact, drew an and one. I mentioned the Steve Nash kind of drive from Bradley Beal where he found Booker in the corner for three. And then Devin Booker had this one play where I don't know if he like dove for the ball or like caught a rebound but fell to the ground. He bounced past it and found Thad Young for a nice score. Like, just did whatever he could tonight. And it's funny because like it wasn't the best Devin Booker game, but it was a really good Devin Booker game. And we all know Booker can take it up another level. So I thought he had a really good game tonight. Shout out to Devin Booker, man. Shout out to Devin Armani Booker. I want to talk about Grayson Allen, who, you know, this happens to all players, but like players go through phases. By the way, the Suns are live tweeting, like Suns players are live tweeting right now. Royce O'Neal tweeted, "Ain't it a blessing? Lock in." I'm retweeting that. Josh Okogie just put the prayers up emoji, tweeting that. We're gonna go over the playoff standings, seedings, whatever you call it. My brain's melting right now, but you know what I mean. Anyways, sorry, I'm just looking at some comments here and all that. Anyways, Grayson Allen. Let's talk about let's stay focused here. Let's talk about Grayson Allen. I think it was Eddie Johnson who said this was probably the best, like, all-around Grayson Allen game. And I 100% agree. If anything, and I mean this as a compliment, I know it doesn't really sound like a compliment, I think Grayson Allen's game might get a little overlooked, specifically this game. Like, we do not win this game without Grayson Allen. Sorry, I'm a Grayson Allen stan. I'm a fanboy. I don't care what anybody says. We do not win this game without Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen missed 3 shots tonight. He missed 3 shots. He was 8 for 11 from 3. Or 8 for 11 from 3. Excuse me. He was 8 for 11 from the field. He was 3 for 3 from 3. Say that 5 times fast. Made all 3 of his threes, and he only missed 3 shots. 20 points in 33 minutes. But he had 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. And I feel, Jose just stole the words right out of my mouth. He played clutch defense too. I agree with that. One thing I noticed a couple of times, I'm not saying every time, but a couple of times he was like mismatched with Karl Anthony Towns and made like life tough on him. And he does that a lot. The other night against the Kings, despite what De'Aaron Fox said in that stupid controversy, Bradley Beal was credited with the steal. Remember when they all closed in on De'Aaron Fox and Bradley Beal was credited with the steal? Grayson Allen was one of those players that went up and closed out on De'Aaron Fox. That's what I'm talking about. Like, he does those little things on defense. And I'm big on this too. I love when players at least put a hand up and contest and pretend like they're giving a crap on defense. Grayson Allen does that. He'll put a hand up and contest on defense. I saw a lot of that tonight. I am a Grayson Allen stan. I am a Grayson Allen fanboy, and he was great tonight. And 2 of his threes came when it really mattered. I think it was like around when we had like 97 points, I believe. He hit those points to put us up. We had 97 points. And then right after that, Kevin Durant had a long 2. Grayson Allen had this one play where he beat Karl Anthony Towns off the drive. He was blocked by Rudy Gobert, and then the next possession after hit a 3. Drove in later, had a floater shot, but I liked the attempt. It missed, but it was a nice attempt. To close out the first half, had a dribble drive past Rudy Gobert. Drew an offensive foul on Karl Anthony Towns. And again, just kind of those clutch threes. There was one play when the game was kind of getting out of hand where he took the contact from Mike Conley, drove in, and just kind of like through his shoulder, through his elbow a little bit, bucket. And like I think that was kind of the ball game right there. But it was really that 1-3 when we had 97 points. And then I think KD hit like a long 2 after that. That was kind of when the game was over. Shout out to my guy, Patrick. I appreciate you being here, man. He says, let's go Suns. Super lucky to get that 6th seed and skip the play-in. Thanks for the great content, Suns Geek. I appreciate you, man. Seriously, thank you for your generosity. You didn't have to do that. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that's in here. Let's take a break for a second, you guys. We got 171 people in here. Seriously, crush that like button. It tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job. Share the show. But again, all I really ask for you guys, you don't have to subscribe. I want you to subscribe, but if you don't want to subscribe, at least just keep watching. You know what I mean? Just watch the content, please. Because again, that also tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job around here. So let's take a little bit of a break. Let me take a sip of this real quick. Cheers. Delicious. Thank you again, Patrick. I appreciate it. And again, you guys totally don't have to, but if you want to, you can donate with a YouTube super chat or a super thanks. And I promise I will get to those. I also have a couple comments I want to get to later. I am keeping my eyes on the comment section, but they're flying in. It's getting a little crazy here. So again, I say this during every show. If you have a question, comment, concern, I don't want to use the word concern, but if you have one of those, I'll try to get to it. Put it in the comments, and I will do my best to get to it. So in short, although that wasn't short, that was a long rant. In short, Grayson Allen was really damn good. That's my expert NBA analysis there. Grayson Allen was really good in this game. So shout out to Grayson Allen. The Suns bench. Not good. Not good, but yeah, I don't really know if I want to talk about the Suns bench. Royce O'Neal had 4 points and 3 assists. And then, around the 5-minute mark, both teams cleared the bench. And real quick, I know that a lot of fans might overlook this, but I tweeted it out on purpose. The Suns got an extra 4 to 5 minutes of rest. At least the Suns starters did. I know that doesn't really seem like it matters in a very long 82-game season, but think about how many games where the Suns have had play the starters most of the fourth quarter. Really think about that. The Suns got an extra 4 to 5 minutes of rest. The Suns starters did. That is huge. And again, I think this is really important in my personal opinion. The Suns' next game is either Saturday or Sunday. That is huge. That's why I didn't want to be in the play-in tournament. I don't care who our next opponent is, even though it's the Timberwolves. I'm like, dude, that is huge for rest, practice, momentum, scouting. Shout out to Andrew Super. Says Suns fan from Hong Kong, all the way from Hong Kong. Appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much. And again, shout out to my guy Patrick for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Real quick, there's a few more things I want to talk about. Then we'll kind of like go over the playoffs and just some thoughts, and then we're gonna do a little bit of an unboxing. I might have to actually walk away for a second and grab the box, and I hope I have like a box cutter here. Yeah, we can get it open. I don't have a box cutter, but we'll get it open. Anyways, I want to talk real quick about, because I took a few more notes here. One specific note that I took, and they showed it at the very end of the broadcast. 35 points off 24 Minnesota Timberwolves turnovers. Yeah, because spoiler alert, the Timberwolves had 24 turnovers. Suns only had 13, which I'm a big critic of the turnovers, but 13's not bad. And I think at halftime, and I'm pretty sure I wrote this down correctly, I think they only had it was 2 turnovers at the end of one turnover at the end of the first quarter. I don't remember how many they had at halftime, but one turnover to 10 assists at the end of the first was huge. But anyways, 34 points off where was that number? 35 points, excuse me, off 24 turnovers. Huge. I'm just kind of going over some quick notes here. Drew Eubanks drew 2 fouls. I think Karl Anthony Towns had like 3 offensive fouls in this game, by the way. Look, I know a lot of fans have been wanting Bol here, and Bol did get some minutes in this game. I wrote down this couple notes here on Bol. Caught a pass, kind of threw it in over his head for the reverse dunk, and then Devin Booker had a beautiful, like he was going up for the shot and then kind of just dished it out midair. It was a beautiful pass to Bol, who again, backdoor cut, slam. Love that from Bol. Glad to see Bol get some minutes too. I know fans were kind of like, how come Bol's out of the rotation and all that? And I forget what Frank Vogel said. He talked about it pregame, but I like to look at it as like it's matchup dependent. And with the bad week that the Suns kind of had, I was like, I don't know, Bol would really make much of a difference, but I thought he played pretty damn good in this game. Just saying. Shout out to Bol. All right, so not Tom Leander. Well, they were talking to Tom Leander. Eddie Johnson, and I'm paraphrasing here. Eddie Johnson talked about this after the broadcast. And again, I am paraphrasing here. But he talked about how there have been lots of Phoenix Suns disappointments this year. And that's an understatement, Eddie Johnson. He knows that, but I'm just joking, but it's true. You guys have seen me all season long. I've been disappointed. I've been heartbroken. I've been embarrassed. That's why I got so emotional when we first started this show. Like, and I wasn't joking. I was like, I might actually cry tears of joy here. Eddie Johnson was talking about the Suns' disappointments of this season. But he talked about how there were so many learning experiences. And I hate to get negative here, but it's true. He talked about how, like, you know, losing 3 times to the Spurs, losing twice to the Rockets and the Blazers and the Pacers, you know what I mean? Just those like kind of give me games. And I was texting my guy Thunder Steve throughout the game. And I said, like, man, like if the Suns, like next year's Suns can just take care of business and win those kind of give me games. I know that winning in the NBA is hard. And you've heard me say it many times on this channel. You can lose on any night. But I hope next year's Suns like take care of those games. Like you'll lose a couple of them. Let's be real. It happens to every team. You know what I mean? But like, I hope next year we like kick the crap out of the Spurs and beat the Blazers and the Rockets. You know what I mean? But Eddie Johnson was talking about that. And he's right. There's been a lot of disappointments, but it's been a lot of learning experiences. And the Suns put themselves in that situation. But they showed up when it mattered. Excuse me. And they locked in when it mattered. And, you know, going back to that Kings game, excuse me, I'm burping over here. Going back to that Kings game, like, I know we only won by 1 and it came down to the last second, but like, they kind of locked in when it mattered. You know what I mean? And it's just saying, hit my microphone. Me saying that the Suns have good momentum headed into the playoffs is an understatement. And maybe I'm overhyping this, but like, I really, truly do believe that the next 5 days, you know, there's going to be practices here and there, but the next 5 days, 6 days are going to be huge for this Suns team. And you're like, Suns Geek, what are you talking about? We don't play. That's exactly my point. Like, we don't play. We get to rest, practice, Watch game tape. Remember when we got embarrassed by the Clippers and lost to the Spurs? Frank Vogel was like, we had a big film session. I think the Suns were, I think after we lost to the Spurs, I think the Suns were supposed to have like 1 or 2 days off. They practiced, and had 2 big film sessions. And that is big time for this team. I think Devin Booker even talked about it. I think Frank Vogel mentioned it. You know what I mean? That is huge. This film session they're going to have is going to be huge. And, you know, I don't know what they're going to watch, but like, I'm sure they're going to go over all the Suns Wolves games, and really focus in on like Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. By the way, I do want to have a small Timberwolves segment in a little bit. I won't take up too much of the time. I do want to talk about the Timberwolves because, hey, we're going to see them in the playoffs. So this Wolves segment I'm about to do might matter, kind of, sort of. By the way, Isaiah Thomas just tweeted, "Let's get it cracking now, playoff time." Hell yeah, Isaiah Thomas. So before we talk about this Wolves segment, I'm going to finish this off. Cheers. Delicious. Take a sip of my water here. All right. I know you guys are here for Phoenix Suns talk, and I do appreciate it. And don't worry, we got lots more to go. I do want to talk about the Timberwolves. And again, I feel like it's fair to talk about them because, one, we just played and beat them, but we're going to see them for at least 4 to 5 games. Real quick, like I said at the very beginning of the show, I'm not trying to jinx the Phoenix Suns. Don't kill me in the comments. I'm not trying to jinx them. But my friend, who is a diehard Wolves fan, even said Suns in 5. So I feel like this segment is important here. I can't believe that I'm saying this, and I can't believe that I tweeted it, but it's true. Rudy Gobert, of all players, not Anthony Edwards, not Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, or as my friend Nick once called him, Rudy Gobert, took over the third quarter. And you're like, Suns geek, what are you talking about? Dude, seriously, go back and watch that third quarter. It's funny because it actually started with a Mike Conley 3. But guess who assisted that 3? It was Rudy Gobert. I went to the ESPN thing and I looked at like it was probably like 5-7 minutes worth of like, you know, they show what happened. And I'm going to kind of speed run it here. But it was, first off, it was Rudy Gobert's aggressiveness and his defense that kind of killed the Suns in the third quarter. But again, he had an assist from Mike Conley. You know, Mike Conley hit the 3, Rudy Gobert assist. Then Rudy hit 1 free throw. Then he got a rebound, 2 points. Then he had like a dunk and 1 free throws. Then he had like another and 1. And then, you know, Matt Peterson on Twitter tweeted out, Rudy Gobert has scored or assisted on every Minnesota points this quarter. It's true. And I talked about this earlier. Credit to the Wolves. They did take care of the ball much better in the second half. Their defense picked up. But again, it just didn't, like the third quarter wasn't the best third quarter for the Suns is what I'm saying, you know? And let me just make sure. Yeah, the Timberwolves outscored us in the third quarter by 2 points. Like, I'll take that. I don't want to sound conceited. I don't want to sound too overconfident, but they beat us by 2 in the third quarter. Wow, it's funny. They actually had 31 points in the second quarter. But still, you know, like Kevin Ray said, like Tom Chambers said, it wasn't really like a contest. Like, again, the biggest stat of the night besides the Wolves turnovers, and Kevin Ray said this on the broadcast, the Suns led by double digits in this game for 41 minutes and 41 seconds. I'm not even joking. 41 minutes and 41 seconds, they led by double digits. And going back to that one Grayson Allen 3, and then followed up by a long Kevin Durant 2, that was when the game was like pretty much over. You know, like that was the ball game right there. And again, the Wolves turned the ball over. And, you know, they had a lot of players who contributed. Like, I thought Mike Conley had a really good game. He had 17 points, 2 assists, 2 blocks. Mike Conley had 2 blocks. What? 4 threes made? Karl Anthony Towns didn't have a great game, but he's coming back from injury. Rudy Gobert, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. You know, Naz Reid, very popular player. What did he do tonight? 10 points, 20 minutes, 4 rebounds. You know, but I just kind of wonder if we have too much like offensive firepower for the Wolves. And like, don't get me wrong, like Karl Anthony Towns could start feeling better. Maybe Ant takes it up another level in the playoffs, but like I am confident in the Suns team, at least right now. Because again, like, what if Kevin Durant takes it up a notch? What if Booker turns into like playoff Booker and we just get these crazy games from them and the Suns lock in on defense and take care of the ball better? I don't know. Big shout out to Ocean Discovery with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me with that. It says, go Suns, Suns in 5, apple juice emoji. I love that. I think next show we have to drink a small thing of apple juice during the show just for this $20 super chat. That's great. I love it. The Phoenix Suns get the win, y'all. They get a big time win. And I'm going to go to Twitter because I think I saw Woj and all them tweet out the standing, or not the standings, the playoffs pretty much. So let's see. Let's go to Woj and let's find out what goes on. By the way, the Thunder secure the number 1 seed. That's awesome. I can't wait to talk about them later. So let's go to Woj here. I think they tweeted. I'm sure the NBA tweeted it out too. All right, here we go. Let me share my screen. Here is the Western Conference playoffs. It's official. Every game has been played. Like as the Suns game was ending, like every other game was played. And again, thank you to the Lakers. LeBron played, AD played, and if I remember seeing correctly, I think Anthony Davis went out with the back injury, but doesn't matter. The Lakers won. They helped us. I hate to say that because we all hate the Lakers, but we at least gotta give them a pat on the back for helping us out. They crushed the Timberwolves. It wasn't even a contest, really. I was scoreboard watching, but it was a blowout. So the Oklahoma City Thunder. Oh God, I could go on a long segment about them. They are a really damn good team. And if you don't believe me, they crushed us not too long ago without SGA. So if that doesn't make them a good team, I don't know what is. I'm not saying they're unbeatable, but they're a really good team because they absolutely crushed us without SGA. They're the first seed. Congratulations to them. What's scary about their team is they're young, they're long, they're athletic. They have one of the best GMs in sports. They have all of their main pieces locked up for the most part, like your SGA, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, excuse me. A few other guys I'm probably forgetting. And they have like 1 million draft picks. So you're probably like, Suns Geek, they can't pay all these guys, and there's only so many roster spots. You're right, but they still have 1 million draft picks that are at their disposal. So yeah, they're really damn good. They will play, I believe, the winner of the 9-10, which is Kings Warriors. Clippers Mavericks is set. That's been set for a while. Ty Lue even said, like, I'm already planning for them. That's going to be a fun series to watch, by the way. Hopefully Kawhi Leonard plays in that series. I know the Mavericks have been playing a lot better, and the Mavericks are really good, you guys. They had an incredible trade deadline. You know, Daniel Gafford. Who else did they get? Like PJ Washington. Like, they had a great trade deadline, y'all. You know, Luka's playing out of his mind and everything. Kyrie is so damn good, y'all. Kyrie Irving is such a damn good player. And then as you see here, the third and the sixth seed, Phoenix Suns, Wolves. Put in the comments right now, you guys, as Ocean Discovery, again, with the very generous $20 super chat, Suns in 5. Do me a favor, put in the comments right now, how many games will the Phoenix Suns win this first round series? I know this is like the cliche answer. I'm going to say 5, at maximum 6. Maybe there's a game where like Anthony Edwards steps it up and he's just too much to handle. But I really am confident. Maybe it's recency bias, but I am really confident that the Suns will win in 5. All we got to do, at least for this series, I don't want to think too far ahead, but all we have to do in this series is just, obviously, you got to do it in every game, but you got to take care of the ball, take care of the basketball, hit our threes, and our big three need to really act like the big three, and they all three need to have huge games. That's what I think will help us win the series. And then obviously, like we saw this season, you gotta take care of like Anthony Edwards. You gotta kind of lock him down. You gotta stop Karl Anthony Towns if he's fully healthy. You know, I went through that Rudy Gobert segment. He took over that third quarter by himself. So got to contain Rudy Gobert. As the comments are saying, like, Suns fever, 4-1. So we'll win in 5 games. Strikeouts, Suns in 6. I don't want to butcher your name, but I don't know. I wouldn't take the Wolves lightly. Exactly, like every single team takes it up a notch in the playoffs. I don't want to take the Wolves lightly either. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if we win in 6 games. The Goon says the Wolves won't be a pushover, especially if we return to our wide open ass ways. I get what you're saying though. Like, we can't revert back to the old Suns. We cannot. Sean says Suns in 6 need to get game 1. Exactly. Obviously, you got to win game 1, but I'm a big believer in game 3. Whether you're on the road or you're at home, I don't care. Game 3 is big to me in any series. My guy Patrick says, Suns in 5. They seem to have the Wolves number, swept the season by 10 plus points in every game. That's a great fact, Patrick. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, like, didn't we like not set, but like make some kind of NBA history with sweeping the Wolves? And I don't know, but that's a great fact. Suns in 5. They seem to have the Timberwolves number, sweep the season series by 10 plus points in every game. Also, real quick, for anybody who cares, if you saw the game, there was a small segment where, there was a small moment where Bradley Beal and Timberwolves coach Chris Finch were exchanging words. I don't know what was said. I don't know what started it. Where I'm going with this is, in the end, it doesn't matter, because during halftime, Anthony Edwards went in. There was like a little bit of a scuffle and yada, yada, yada. But at halftime, there was a moment where Bradley Beal and Anthony Edwards had a friendly exchange. They were laughing, and then they kind of like, bumped arms with each other. All is well. And then somebody quote tweeted me and said, like, Anthony Edwards was just defending his coach. I get that. So it might be a little bit of a chippy series. I could see the series getting a little chippy, but I don't think there's any like bad will, bad intentions between these two teams, Like, this isn't like a Pelicans-Suns series or a Lakers-Suns series, you know what I mean? Like, I think these teams low-key not love each other, but like each other, you know what I mean? Suns just have to steal one in Minnesota and go from there. Exactly. Do we have home court? I haven't even looked that up. Like, do we have home court advantage? No, I don't think we do, because they're the 3rd seed. Yeah, so game 1 is huge, if I'm getting that. I'm trying to check Twitter real quick, but let's see. I don't know what I'm checking Twitter for, but yeah, I'm pretty sure we don't have home court advantage. Anyways, let's keep going though. Nuggets will play the play-in winner of Pelicans Lakers. And if you know the NBA, this is the dark side of sports that I don't like. If you know the NBA, you know they're probably going to somehow make it so the Lakers win. But we'll see. Maybe the Pelicans, who got their butts kicked tonight, maybe the Pelicans show up for that series and they can bounce the Lakers. Who knows? Suns played a possum all year. Now they're ready. I hope I read that right. Suns played a possum all year. Now they're ready to play. Exactly. This win and matchup makes the regular season not hurt so much. Exactly. 4-1 Suns. We win in game one. We have to win game one, y'all. Dagoon says, I've been telling myself we've been tanking to match the Wolves. We've been tanking to match the Wolves. I hope that's not the case, y'all. I really hope the Phoenix Suns don't have that mindset where they're like, we're better than we really are. Let's tank so we can get the Wolves in the first round. I hope that's not the case. But I will say this. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't want to sound too overconfident. I don't want to get too cocky here. But because first off, we have to beat the Timberwolves to get to the second round, right? But I will say this. I think it would be the Nuggets we would play in the second round, I believe. If that's the case, we played pretty well against the Nuggets this season. And obviously, you know, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, they're going to step it up in the playoffs. They always do. They are the defending champs. So, you know, until further notice, they'll step it up is what I'm trying to say. But seriously, if we can somehow beat the Wolves this series and beat the Nuggets in the next series and get to the Western Conference Finals, that would be huge. Because it was just like a week ago where I was like, dude, I don't even know if we're going to win our playing game. Like, I don't even know if we're going to win the first round series. Like, I literally had that in my heart. So again, I don't want to get too overconfident. I don't want to think too far ahead. One game at a time. Let's get to the playoffs first. Let's win game one. But like, seriously, if we can somehow take down the Wolves and beat the Nuggets, that would be huge. And I'm not saying all would be forgiven for this season, but a little bit of the season would be forgiven. So let's see. Is there anything I missed? Let me just double check something. I got a few comments I want to read. Then we're going to do a little bit of a small unboxing here. Let's just see. Let me pull this up real quick. Guys, right now is the chance to get your comments, questions, concerns in. There's probably like a million tweets I missed and that I want to read, but Bradley Beal just quote tweeted the Suns and said, "My guys." Ooh, I know what I want to do. Let's do this. Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, we're getting some momentum here. Let's see. Pull this up. Hold on. I want to see if this person clipped it. Give me a second here, you guys. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second here, y'all. One man show. You guys know the drill. Here we go. Oh, that's great. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't care. I hope I don't get like a copyright for this. We have to react to what happened in the post game because there's been a lot of talk this season about what is going on, y'all, with my computer. Sorry, y'all. There's been a lot of talk this season, and I understand it to an extent about vibes. For, you know, everyone's like, oh, No Mikal Bridges, no Cam Johnson, no campaign. DeAndre Ayton, this team has no vibes. They have no chemistry. And to an extent, that's fair. To an extent, I get it. I think some of the vibes have been overlooked because of the disappointing, sad season that we've had. But I want you guys to react to watch this. And you probably saw it if you were watching the game, if you watched the broadcast and everything. Shout out to Ridiculous Cage on Twitter. Seriously, go follow him. Nice guy. He always seems to clip the best moments. And this was one of the best moments from the game. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for this. Whatever. I don't care. Listen to this.
It's playoff time. Another strong performance for you out there. 36 points.
Bradley Beal, that's all we gotta say.
Bradley Beal, that's all we got to say. We're seriously going to let this just play. Like, I love it.
6 from beyond the arc. It's playoff time. Another strong
I love
performance for you out there. 36 points.
Bradley Beal, that's all we gotta say.
I love it, dude. Okay,
36 points. 6
Oh
for 6
my
from beyond
God.
the points.
Bradley Beal, that's all we gotta say. Bradley Beal, that's all we gotta say.
I love that. I could seriously watch that like 1,000 times. I'm not even joking. That was so cool, dude. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Like, there have been good vibes this season and like good moments, but it's just unfortunately gotten overlooked due to like the disappointments of this season, you know, and like the embarrassing and disappointing losses. Let's see. Damian Lee got Bradley Beal at the water. We gotta watch this too, y'all. We just have to. There's 2 clips we gotta watch. And again, big shout out to Ridiculous Cage who clipped all this and uploaded it. Here is Damian Lee with the water. He's been doing that all season. I think he did it like twice to Grayson. I think he did it once to Devin Booker. And maybe in a little bit we'll talk about Damian Lee, who might be back for the playoffs. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Check this out, y'all.
I mean, I just feel good. I'm in a good mindset. Oh
Look
my
at this
God.
box. He's like, oh,
Serious?
crap.
Ah!
I love that.
That was cold.
That's cold.
I mean, I just feel.
No pun intended. That's cold.
Oh my God. Serious?
That water does look cold, actually.
That was cold.
I love that, y'all. Where was I going with all this? I don't know. The vibes are back, y'all. That's what I'm saying. I accidentally clicked back on my timeline. Also, big shout out to Frank Vogel, PHX, who has been one of the more consistent things this season. Been one of the sort of bright spots this season, you know. Let's zoom out a little bit. Can we zoom out? What does that look like? There we go. I love that. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I think my dogs are getting in a fight in the backyard. I can hear them. I hope they're okay. Harlan Vega says, person blue speaking microphone. Person blue speaking microphone. Suns Geek and the Suns go together like vodka and cranberry juice, says Harlan Vega. That's great. Joe Ban, I hope I said your name right, says the Wizards Beal. Wizards blew a Vibes blew a 2-0 lead in the finals, and they got their poop pushed in game 7, which is exactly why we made the trades we did. Anyways, all right, y'all. I don't really know if I got anything else besides the unboxing we're about to do. So again, get your comments, questions, concerns in right now. And what we'll do is, first off, Coda Kid's 110% right. Suns got to win Suns got to win the championship for me to forgive them about the season. I agree. So get your comments, questions, concerns in right now. And I'll do my best to get to all of them. What we're going to do is I'm going to go grab a package right over here. It'll take like 2 seconds. And we're going to unbox it. I don't have a box cutter. I forgot to grab my knife, but I got something that will get it in. And we will unbox this special package. And then we'll probably wrap up the show. I want to read a few comments too. Some comments that I highlighted earlier. So get your comments, questions in right now. And we'll continue. So give me a minute, you guys. I'm going to switch to my webcam mic too. So the audio quality is going to change, but give me 1 second, you guys. Okay, now can you guys hear me? I switched to my webcam mic so that I have more room to open this package that I got. So if you guys have been following me on social media, I put out a post. We're going to try to use this pen to get it open. I put out a post and I kind of threw out the idea like, hey, should I do merchandise? It's long overdue. Thank you, SUNS Network, for letting me know we sound good. Appreciate you. I was like, hey, should I do SUNS Geek merchandise? And me saying it's long overdue, y'all, that's an understatement. If you guys are new to this channel or if you've been watching this channel for a long time, I've been doing this SUNS stuff for a long time. And I have no merchandise. Even technically right now, I still don't have merchandise. And I talked about it recently. I am going to eventually launch a merch site, if you will, and have SUNS Geek merch. But as you can see in this package right here, shout out to my good friend John from the SUNS Jam Session podcast. You guys know who I'm talking about, my guy John. He was generous enough to, and maybe I'll pull up the website and we'll look at it, but he was generous enough to design a logo with SUNS Geek on it, like a SUNS Geek logo, and put it on his merch store. So I was like, dude, that's awesome. I'm humbled. Like the fact that he took time out of his day to do that. It's also sort of a win-win because he can profit off it and, you know, it helps me out a little bit. I said the least I can do, the very least I can do is at least buy a couple of his merch and help him, right? So I did that. You're probably like, SUNS Geek, where are you going with all this? This is boring. This isn't the content that I came for. Well, I bought this package, and shout out to Redbubble. Check out redbubble.com. I'll put the link, the merch store. I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it afterwards and everything. But shout out to Redbubble. This package came a lot sooner than I anticipated. Took like a week or so, but they got to work. Let me just make sure whatever else is in here. Again, shout out to Redbubble. Check them out. There's a little thing right there. And then they gave me some stickers with a cat on it. But the important thing is they sent me 2 hats that I ordered. You guys know I love my SUNS hats. And one hat specifically that I'm super excited for. First off, shout out to my guys over at the SUNS Jam Session podcast, baby. Look at that beautiful hat right there. Oh my goodness. It's a beautiful hat. I can't wait to wear it. But guess what, you guys? My guy, John, with a very similar design, made me a SUNS Geek hat. So in a weird way, not technically official, but I can say I have merchandise. And shout out to my friend Karina. A long time ago, she made me a shirt and a jacket. I still have it. I probably should have worn it, but shout out to her. She made me merch, which is awesome, from her clothing brand and designing and all that. But look at that. Beautiful. And again, look at the SUNS Jam hat too. Look at that. Beautiful, y'all. And look, I haven't put on the hat yet. We're going to put them on in a minute.
The quality looks great. I kind of just want to just look. Oh, I can't explain like the quality, but that quality just feels and looks good, y'all. Look at the hat. I think they called this the baseball hat or the dad hat. It's got a little snapback there. Looks like beautiful quality. Not sure where it's like made from and everything, but still, it looks like really good quality. And look, I've bought in merchandise off Redbubble and like other websites, and they really do great quality. I'm not just saying that because I have these products here, but it really is true. They make good quality. I have a shirt that I bought like 3-4 years ago from Redbubble, and it's still in great shape. Let me see. Let me get some comments here. Coda Kid, my guy, appreciate you, man. He says, we need Suns Geek merch ASAP Rocky. Exactly. Want my PS5. Suns Geek, we freaking won. So hyped. Give us them cards along with it. Coda Kid, fire emoji. Harlan Vega, Redbubble is dope. Seriously, Redbubble, thank you. Thank you for making these products. Thank you, John, from the Suns Jam Session podcast for making these products. Suns, I don't want to butcher that name. 602, official geek, Suns Geek merch. Let's effing go. Need a hat. Yes. I'm going to probably launch my merch store this week. And again, I'll pull it up in a second. If you want these hats right now, if you want them, I'll put the link in the description before I put mine on. I'll put the link in the description. You guys can go buy them right now. Let me pull up the link here. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm glad I linked it ahead of time. Here we go. Suns Jam Session podcast merch store. And we're gonna go to that site and we're gonna look at the products, especially my hat. Okay, let's click out of that. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna turn off the camera because I don't want you guys to see my bald head. And I'm gonna put on my Suns Geek hat. Let me just do this. There we go. That should be a good fit. Oh, yeah, baby. That is snug. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. We still got 219 people watching. Almost been live for an hour and a half. That is a beautiful hat. That is a beautiful hat. So is this hat. Let's put on the Suns Jam hat, y'all. Hopefully they're watching, or hopefully they'll go back and watch this show. Let me fix this. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. Check out the Suns Jam hat. Oh, ooh, I like that. The license plate, the Arizona license plate and everything. By the way, speaking of that, I'm sure you guys have seen it. My guy Cody, Dude Who Loves Movies on YouTube, sent me that for Christmas a while back. Suns Geek license plate right there. Hey, we got the real Frank Vogel in here. Not the real Frank Vogel, but Frank Vogel PHX says, hi, Suns Geek. I gave you a shout out earlier, Frank Vogel. Love you, man. Thank you for the Vogel ones. Check out that show, by the way. Check out the Vogel One unboxing show. Check that out, y'all. It was a great show. We got to wear this Suns Geek hat for the rest of the show. We just have to. Which I'm probably going to wrap things up here in a minute, but I want to get to some comments here. All right. So get your comments, questions in right now. Let's see. Mug says, Lakers came in clutch tonight. Never thought I'd be rooting for them, or rooting for the Lakers, by the way. I agree. Let me switch to my good mic here.
Okay, check. Are we good? We sound good now? Cool. Harlan Vega with the clapping emoji. Rob Bart. And I think he asked this question earlier, or at least somebody did. It might have been you, Rob. Good question. Do you think the Suns could win the NBA Finals? Damn, that's such a hard question to answer. A week ago, heck, even 2 weeks ago, I would have said, dude, we'll be lucky to even get to the second round. But how we've played at least these last two games, every game matters. We have to win game one. We got to get through the Wolves first. Let's not jump ahead here, even though we kind of are. I don't know if we could win the NBA Finals. So I guess the answer is no. But can we get to the Western Conference Finals? It won't be easy, but absolutely. I really do believe that, especially after today's game. But, you know, as Harlan Vega says, let's just concentrate on game one. I agree. Hopefully that answers your question, Rob. By the way, I put the link in the description, the Suns Jam Session Podcast merch store. While I'm reading some comments, we're going to go to their store. And again, I'll put it in the description. I'll put it in the comments so you guys can go buy the merch. But this is the Suns Jam Session Podcast store. And as you can see, let me just promote myself here for a minute because this is my show. Look at that. You can go buy a Suns Geek Arizona license plate, hat, shirt. Look at that. Look at all the different things you can get. Mouse pad, t-shirts, sweaters. The list goes on and on. Look at that. I'll try to go a little slower. Stickers, framed art print, a bag, pillows. Shout out to Redbubble, man. A face mask, tall mug, greeting cards. That is so cool that John did that, man. Again, I'll put the link in the description. I'll share it one more time so you guys can go buy it. Suns Jam Session Podcast made me a design, and they were nice enough to put it on their store. And I'm rocking the hat right now. It's beautiful. Let's see. The basketball and football guy says best win of the season. Yes and no. My brain's a little too fried to try to remember all the great wins this season, but I'll just say it's one of the best wins of the season. Ooh, strikeout. I like this question here. Give this season a rating. Oh, man. So like 10 being best, 1 being worse. Ooh, I would say like a 7 out of 10. I don't know. Like, I know that sounds terrible, but like 7 out of 10, you know, not great, not terrible. I know a lot of people might be like, this has been a disaster of a season, blah, blah, blah. 7 out of 10, y'all. We're in the freaking playoffs. That's all that matters. Bradley Beal, playoff MVP, question mark. Sean H says, who do you think will get out of the East? I know this is the cliche answer, but I think it's really true. I think it's the Celtics. Like, I think if they stay healthy, nobody can beat them. They're a well-oiled machine. They're just so damn good. David Ray, 49 wins equals number 6. 2023, 45 wins equals 4. That just goes to show how deep the Western Conference is, and the the NBA, like Adam Silver and all them, got to be loving it. If we stay consistent, we can go all the way. I totally agree with you. All right, guys, let me see. Harlan Vega says, a big shout out to the Suns Jam Session Podcast. Way to go, guys. Suns Fever says, I give them a 4 for all the headaches they've caused, for real. Rob Bart says, do you think looking back? Oh, sorry. I can't read. Do you think locking up, I'm losing it, you guys. Do you think looking back, Bradley Beal was a good signing? Yes, because like Dave Burns' tweet from earlier, these last few games have really shown Bradley Beal's value. And I wanted to talk about this. I really did. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I'm kind of running out of steam here. But Bradley Beal has been nothing but honest all season long. And I'm so glad he is. Like, he doesn't mind holding this team accountable. He doesn't mind calling out his own faults. And we need more leadership like that in terms of honesty. We need it. And I'm so glad Bradley Beal's been honest all season long, because we need that. Like, I'm not saying Kevin Durant and Devin Booker aren't honest, but like, for Bradley Beal to like call out his team the way he does, we need that kind of leadership. If we win the finals, who you give finals MVP? I don't know, man. Let's just get to the finals first, then we'll talk about it. All right, y'all. So we're going to just look at these designs real quick so I can give some love and credit to my boys over at the Suns Jam Session podcast. And I want to give a shout out to Bright Side of the Sun as well. I haven't wrote for them in a long time, but like, they've featured me on a couple articles here and there. I am far from a writer. I will never be a writer because grammar is not my best subject, but they've been nice enough to feature me on their website. They do great writing over there. John, Zona Hoops, all these great writers over there. They do great. But go buy their merch too, y'all. Like, seriously, go buy their merch because if you're supporting them, you're supporting me. And heck, as much as I want you guys to subscribe and like all my videos and everything, go support them too. Like, I'm for real, y'all. Look at all these different designs you can get. And again, this is all t-shirts, hats, stickers, whatever you want to do. Go support the Suns Jam Session podcast. John's worn this KD 35 shirt a lot in his streams. That's a cool design too. We got Darius Baisley on here, TJ Warren. This is like the old team. You guys remember Dwayne Washington Jr.? That guy's a bucket, man. But yeah, seriously, so many designs. We could be scrolling down here forever. Go support the Suns Jam Session podcast. I'll put it one more time in their in the chat. Good gesture on your behalf, Suns Geek. Hey, it's the least I could do for them, you know, making this hat for me to buy and, you know, putting my name on their website. You know, that's the least I could do. Also, rest in peace to a true Suns legend, Dave King, who, you know, is Bright Side of the Sun royalty, is Suns royalty. Man, that was a shocking loss in the Suns community, y'all. Shout out to Dave King, forever our Suns daddy. I need to buy that shirt too. But yeah, look at that. Just so many designs. I don't want to be here all day because we could go forever, but then plus the website's kind of lagging out here. I don't know what's going on, but yeah. I think that's it, y'all. I've been live a little too long, but all that matters is that we are in the playoffs and that the Lakers helped us out, and that not only did we get a playoff spot, but we kind of did it in convincing fashion. And we showed momentum, and we showed heart, and we showed defense, and we showed just what we need going into the playoffs. So I'm a little burnt out, y'all. Tired. It's been doing a lot of content and all that. Like the Suns, I need a couple of days off. But seriously, you guys, go to the Suns Jam Session podcast merch store right now. Go get this hat. Go get my hat. Go get all their merchandise. I know that it is, I know that in this economy, everything is expensive and all that, but seriously, go support them, go follow them, make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. And yeah, so I love you guys. You guys are all amazing. We had over 221 people in here and we've gone live for over an hour and a half. So you guys are awesome. And I'm forever grateful that you guys support me. So let me just, what is going on here? Oh yeah, I wanted to read a few more comments and I promise we'll get out. We're going to speed round this real quick. The Real Suns fan says, by the way, you are so close to 10K subs. That will also help round out the show. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. That is insane. Seriously, you guys, subscribe. And if you don't subscribe, please just keep watching. Coda Kid says, you're the GOAT of Suns content for real, for real. I appreciate you, man. And again, earlier in the show, Patrick with the $5 super chat. Coda Kid says, you got to do post games with Thunder Steve. Him and I were texting about that today. Thunder Steve will be on the show very soon. And then again, Ocean Discovery with the $20 super chat. So It's been a great live show, y'all. It's been one of my best shows I've ever done. And seriously, you guys, it takes like 2 seconds. Like, if you could just share this show, tag me in the post on Twitter or Instagram. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to talk about this later. If you buy a Suns Geek hat or a shirt, or heck, even a sticker, you know, or if you buy like one of these Suns Jam hats, tweet me, tag me, show me, take a picture with you, even if it's like a sticker and you're holding up the sticker, send me a picture of it. I will share it on the next live show or in a future video, and I'll retweet it and repost it. So please, if you buy any of the merch, you'll be supporting Suns Jam for one, but two, I will share that photo or whatever you do. So I love you guys. You're all amazing people. God bless you guys. I don't want to preach to y'all, but just love people, be nice to people, show kindness. There's too much negativity in the world. So please be nice to people. Please love and bless people. And you guys have blessed me today. You guys have blessed me with a great live show, and I love you guys. You're all amazing. God bless you guys. Peace out. And you already know the drill. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. That will never change. That will never change. I don't care who's coaching this team. I don't care who plays for this team. Doesn't matter. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. I will still be here for you guys. As long as I can mentally and physically do it, I will always be here for you guys to talk about the Phoenix Suns. I love you guys. God bless. Peace out. And go Suns.
What's up, Suns?